Ah, America, land of the free, home of the brave, and the only place where you can deep fry butter and call it innovation. We gave the world jazz, Hollywood, and the bacon double cheeseburger. We put a man on the moon. We're the main character in history's blockbuster with all the sequels and plot twists. But let's be real, loving America is like loving a brilliant friend who insists on juggling chainsaws. You cheer them on, but you're always a little worried. This isn't about hating America, it's about loving it enough to admit it has some wild quirks. Sometimes you wonder if Denmark, with its pastries and calm news, might be less stressful. So, let's take a journey. Let's peel back the star-spangled banner and look at the everyday chaos that makes American life so uniquely exhausting. We'll talk about the things that keep us up at night, long after the fireworks fade and the only thing on TV is a knife infomercial. Because the first step to fixing our problems is admitting they exist, or at least learning to complain about them with style at family gatherings. Let's talk healthcare, the American version of Russian roulette. In most countries, getting sick is a medical problem. Here, it's a financial crisis with a side of paperwork. Ambulance ride, thousands. Hospital stay, tens of thousands. Having a baby? Hope you like debt as a baby shower gift. People ration insulin, skip checkups, and pray their chest pain is just indigestion. Not because they're tough, but because they can't afford the alternative. Insurance? It's a maze of premiums, deductibles, co-pays, and denials. Sometimes the only thing covered is your stress. It's a system that makes you want to stay healthy just to avoid the paperwork. American work culture, where exhaustion is a badge of honor and vacation days are mythical creatures. We're the only advanced economy with zero guaranteed paid vacation. Many get 10 days, if they're lucky, and feel guilty for using them. Paid family or sick leave, not federally required. Get sick, have a baby, or care for a loved one, and you might lose your job. We brag about burnout, but it's just fear. Fear of falling behind, losing healthcare, or not making rent. Chronic stress, poor health, and a society too tired to enjoy life. That's the real cost of hustle culture. We're told this is ambition, but is it really? Or just a hamster wheel for everyone but the folks at the top? Maybe it's time to rethink what success means, preferably during your 3 a.m. insomnia, or at least over a cup of very strong coffee. Now let's talk about America's most sobering crisis gun violence. Mass shootings are a uniquely American tragedy. Schools, stores, theaters, even places of worship aren't safe. There are more guns than people here. 400 million guns for 330 million people. The result? Gun deaths far outpace other developed nations. For kids, guns are now a leading cause of death. The debate is stuck in a loop. Common sense reforms are popular, but the conversation devolves into shouting about rights. Meanwhile, more lives are lost, more communities shattered, and more children practice lockdown drills. This constant threat changes us, creates anxiety, forces parents into impossible conversations, and leaves a heavy trauma. We can't ignore it. This isn't the price of freedom, it's a national wound. We need courage, honesty, and a shared commitment to protect each other. Because if we don't, the cycle continues. And that's not a legacy any of us want. It's time to demand better for our kids, for our communities, for ourselves. Enough is enough. Let's lighten up, sort of. Let's talk about college. In America, higher education is the key to opportunity, and a lifetime of student loan payments. We tell young people to dream big, then hand them a bill that rivals the GDP of a small country. Student debt tops $1.7 trillion. The average grad owes $30,000. It's like running a marathon with bricks in your backpack. Other countries make college free or cheap. Here it's a profit machine that delays homeownership, family, and even retirement. It stifles dreams and entrepreneurship. Who can take risks with that much debt? We say, follow your dreams, but only if your dream is to pay Sally Mae on time. There has to be a better way. You've survived healthcare, work, and student debt. Surely you can afford a home, right? Not so fast. The American dream of home ownership is slipping away as housing costs skyrocket. The gap between rich and poor is glaring. Billionaires build mega mansions while over 500,000 Americans are homeless. We have more empty homes than homeless people. Rents outpace wages and the minimum wage hasn't budged in over a decade. You can't afford a 2-bedroom apartment anywhere on minimum wage, not in a single state. People work multiple jobs, live in overcrowded spaces, or spend most of their income on rent. Housing is treated as a commodity, not a right. The result? Instability and inequality everywhere. The system is broken, and it's spreading beyond big cities. After all that, you might think America's a lost cause. Some days it feels that way. But here's the paradox. For all its flaws, there's still so much to love. This is the country of breathtaking landscapes, world-changing art, and the idea that anyone can build something better. The real spirit of America isn't in Congress or Wall Street. It's in neighbors helping after storms, activists marching for justice, and communities refusing to give up. That's the America worth fighting for. Messy, complicated, but full of potential. Loving your country means seeing its faults and believing we can fix them. Like being a sports fan, you can love your team and still yell at the TV. Patriotism isn't blind. It's honest, hopeful, and determined. We can demand better, together, because that's what real love looks like. So where does that leave us? We've laid out a buffet of bummers. It's tempting to tune out, but problems don't disappear when we ignore them. They just get worse. The first step is honest conversation. These aren't personal failings. They're systemic problems built over decades. Blame is easy, but it doesn't fix anything. We need a shift in mindset, not who's to blame, but how do we fix this? That starts with information. Reading beyond headlines, listening to different stories, and getting comfortable with discomfort. We can't fix a leaky roof by pretending it's not raining. We have to see the whole and get to work. That's how real change begins. This isn't a declaration of doom, it's an invitation. An invitation to care, to think, and most importantly, to talk. Talk to your friends, your family, your co-workers. Share your struggles and listen to theirs. These issues, health, work, safety, debt, shelter, aren't left or right, they're human. Change starts with conversation, with realizing you're not alone in your frustrations. Maybe those talks lead to community action, calling your representatives, or just being a more informed citizen. America is a work in progress, a messy, inspiring experiment. The story isn't over, we all hold the pen. We've faced big challenges before and overcome them by coming together. We can do it again, but it takes honesty, bravery, and belief in our collective power. So let's start talking. Let's build an America that lives up to its promise. We can love our country and still demand better. And if all else fails, there's always apple pie.